I am here today with Mr. Lonnie Sapp. He is the CEO of Sapp and Sapp Imports, and they are the manufacturers of the wonderful Sashi brand of hair. Obviously going into too much detail and sharing any industry secrets, but talk to me about the process. Why is the Sashi process so important, special? What makes it so important and special?
100% yes. In my doing my due diligence and establishing my relationships, I was able to partner with one of the top 3 providers here in Chennai. I'm in Chennai, which is in the state of Tamil Nadu, southern India, and I have a whole lesson on that whole thing, and I'd like at some point to speak with you more about that in detail, but without getting off topic. Really, what I wanted to say on that is South Indian hair is a lot more akin to Black American hair, and really it's a geographical thing. If you go back and you go way back in history, before the first Pangea, Africa and India were one continent.
Yep.
And so here in South India, there are people who are darker than you and I,
right,
but they have different types of hair. There are some Indian women who are a very dark complexion and have extremely kinky hair, and then there are others who have varying degrees. They have the deep wavy, the natural wavy, the straight. But as you go further north in India, you're closer to China, and so the hair that's up there is it's of a totally different texture. It's of a totally different consistency and quality. We specifically chose South Indian hair because we're targeting, our community back in North America.
Okay.
Now, if you're marketing to Caucasians or to Asians or to someone else, then you have to source your product, from North India, because it's going to be a different type of hair.
Okay.
But then I'll get back on point. The Sashi process itself is controlled from collection, and again, it is a relationship industry, even here in India. So as I stated previously, there are certain key temples that they themselves have a well-defined and extremely meticulous collection process. They then invite pre-selected business partners to come in and to bid on this product. So it's not just a first come, first serve.
Okay.
You have to have an established relationship with that temple. And there's a financial relationship that I won't get into numbers, but it's a money-driven relationship.
Okay.
And it's based on quantity of product that's being sourced.
Okay.
So my partner, the businessmen that are invited to the first selection are the ones that have that. So not only are you getting invited to sort of a special showing, but you're getting first selection of all the product that's there.
Okay, so that's the better quality hair at that point. Got it.
At that point itself, because think about it, the hair is coming from all different types of sources. You go back to those demographics or to the numbers that I previously stated. 80% of Hindus, 60% of women. These women are, everywhere from 3 years old to 80 years old. So a lot of that hair, it depends on the age of the donor. It depends on the health of the donor. It depends on, there are so many different parameters that people don't even understand.
Right.
When you go into our factory, you'll see a mountain of gray hair, because we've already, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but we've already gone through the step of sorting the hair, and in some instances, if it's a 30-year-old or 35-year-old donor who maybe has a few streaks of gray, we go through the process of removing that.
Got it.
So it's without jumping ahead, so it starts at that collection, that then goes over to our factory, where it goes through, again, a clearly defined manufacturing process of, I won't get into too much detail, but of sorting, of shampooing, of removing any foreign objects. Then goes into the wefting. There are multiple different types. We do hand wefting, we do single weft, we do double weft, we even offer clips at this stage.
Okay.
So That then, even post-roughing, goes back in for another washing and conditioning, and then it goes in for packaging. But I think it's important to mention that in that process, and I will give one of the industry secrets, what's critical to human hair is making certain that the hair stays one direction.
The cuticles and that's where that term go in the same direction.
Equal to end.
Right.
What a lot of the providers will do, they'll cut that step because it costs money to hire a staff to be able to sit there and meticulously make certain. Again, it starts at collection at the temple itself. Okay. If you're dealing with a reputable temple, that when they snip the hair, they make certain that it's laid in that same direction so that it doesn't get jumbled and mixed up and so on and so forth, then it makes it that much easier when it comes into our factory to then go into our process.
I've always wondered about how difficult it was, like when you have that much hair, to keep all of the hair bundled in such a way that all the cuticles remain in the same direction. Exactly. So it's important at the collection process that, that takes place.
At collection, and that is not, I will tell you that there are a handful of companies or providers that follow that process. And so that's what happens is that you get a lot of garbage in the market that when they go to run their hand through it or they go to style it or manipulate it in some sort of way, it gets tangled, it breaks, it sheds. It does all of these sorts of things.
And those are some of the repercussions of the hair not being with the cuticles following the same direction, when you get a lot of tangling, a lot of shedding.
Yes, that is the primary reason for that happening. Now, just jumping back onto the process side again, for the hair that is used as raw material for processed hair, that doesn't matter, right? Because they're using chemicals to treat it, and they're curling it, or they're doing whatever they're doing to it. And so it doesn't even matter. They don't need it to be one directional because they're gonna do whatever they want to do to it anyway. Right. But when you Sashi, it is critical to the quality of our product that when our end customer experiences our product, they're getting a product that they can manipulate in any way, shape, or form that they want.